What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's on the left side here. We have Runick Spright Fur Hire going up against on the left Kashtira. One of the dice is gaining a lot of popularity lately, with it having a lot of good matchups with the new Fire King stuff as well as the Snake Eyes. And then, of course, being able to main deck Shifter is pretty powerful. Fenrir itself is a very powerful card as well, but we're going to be seeing it going to choose to go first here by winning the die roll. With those Runick cards not being the greatest going second, as well as having those double engines, Fur Hires, as well as the copies of Spright not doing always the best going second, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to be able to beat over, but we're going to see them start off with a Planet Rice off, being able to search for a copy of the Unicorn. Unicorn can then search for a copy of Theosis or a Birth, depending on what cards are in their hand. Going to be able to start chewing down the extra deck as well here. We're going to be summoning out the Unicorn. And then we get to activate the effect here. And that's going to be searching us for a copy of the Theosis, or searching for Fenrir, but that's just definitely not what we're going to do. Then we're going to activate the Theosis, which can then summon out the copy of Fenrir. Fenrir can then search for a copy of a Rise Heart, or a Rise Heart, I should say. A Rise Heart is now banned, still very powerful, but then we're going to activate the effect here. And that's going to search us for a copy of the Rise Heart, which is apparently up in price. I know a lot of players were playing it with the other cards. We're going to see them special summon it out here. And then we can go into a overlay of the Shangira. That will make us be able to lock a zone as well when we activate the effect of Rise, which you're going to see them activate here. And it's going to be banishing the top three of our opponent's deck face down, maybe hopefully hitting a tip or something of the sorts. We might see them banish a Big Bang, though. That will be able to summon out one of those Shangira XYZ materials. You do see a copy of Econ in the hand. We're going to see them banish a Unicorn here, so not going to be doing much unless we have a Birth with that. Then we are going to lock a zone, the main monster zone underneath the middle. And we can't slap down just a Rise Heart anymore on the copy of Rise. We can set 2, and we still have the interruption with the enemy controller being able to take a copy of their monster with the tributing off of the Rise Heart. During the standby phase, we can activate the effect of Shangira to summon. Which it looks like we are going to activate, but they are going to chain freezing curses to this. We do chain preparations. Having that card in your hand means most likely they're not playing the other trap Big Bang in their deck. And we are going to be seeing them banish a D-Shifter and Theosis. Theosis will be able to actually trigger and add back that copy of the Unicorn, which is quite nice for us, having that little bit of free resource. We won't be able to summon out anything here off that Shang, but it is not going to do very much for us. We still have a copy of Preparations, which can trigger. Then we're going to activate Slumber here to summon. We are going to chain Preparations to summon out a copy of the Unicorn, I believe. But we're going to chain a tip to this. Let's search for Destruction here, or a Flashing Fire as well. We'll kind of get rid of the card that we are going to be destroying off of the other one. We're going to summon out a copy of Ogre, it looks like. So having that other copy here, and I guess they'll be able to look at the top 5 cards of their deck. They are going to be on a little bit low. We are going to activate the effect of the Hugin here, discarding. the copy of one of the fur hires, and then there's not going to chain. They could have chained Flashing Fire to destroy the copy of the Ogre, but instead we're going to be searching. We're not going to be doing that. On res, they can activate the effect there, which will be able to banish one of the top 5s, but they can just destroy it there. But they're also going to be able to protect. And we see them activate a copy of Fossil Dig, searching for a Rex. So like now there's like 3 cards in the hand that's known. They're working on 1 unknown. And they haven't used the effect of Ogre yet. So when they activate some of the monster effects, they're going to be able to unres, look at the top 5 cards, and then be able to pop like the Rex here. Which should stop us to go for like the any like really problematic issues of like going for a start or for a gigantic, but looks like they're going to be going for Mayhem, tripping out the Hugin instead, something like a beat. So maybe going for a more of a for hire focus in this strategy here. I suppose if you haven't really played against the for hires, like we're going to see David here take a second to read the beat. If you haven't really played against them, I guess it is kind of difficult to know exactly what to stop. You know, we do know that in the hand that was our last card, so now we know everything. But it's just like, if you can just pop a fountain with the Rice off, well, we can't really pop it because it can't activate because it is negated. Or I think it actually, you can still activate Rice off because it just says negate the effects, right? Negate its effects. So you can still activate it, and then you can still pop because I believe the planet says if it activates the effect, not if the effect resolves. So, but we're going to see them link away into a Donner, and then we're going to be activating Econ here to take. Donner is a really good card in decks, as well as even being a better card in the for hire. It has the ability to end up taking 2 cards, or I guess special summoning out 2 cards, which people just don't realize. Like, this card's just absolutely stacked. We're going to see a Flashing Fire here. And then we are going to be negating. We also have the fountain on the field now, so we can get a draw 3 here, getting able to play with some more cards. You know, we are running low. We only have like Runick stuff now. We have already used our normal summon. We've already burned through a bunch of other stuff, so we are running low. And you know, Shangir will be able to do its stuff next turn. We are going to activate a Fur Hire to Reborn, I believe. So reborning out the level 1, I think it is. And then we can banish Rex to summon out the beat and then destroy the copy of Shang, which is really nice for us, you know, being able to not have that do anything during the next standby phase. Then we're going to go for our second copy of Donner, activating the effect, summoning out both monsters here. And then we're going to be able to search with the beat, going for a copy of the big guy. I think this is a monster negate. We can then special summon him out. And then we can activate the effect, excavate, and search 1. They're both the same. Or no, we have a Flashing Fire and a Freezing Curses here. So we're going to end up taking the Flashing Fire, it looks like. And then we can go for a copy of the level, or the Link 3 Falgo. This card's absolutely insane, being able to draw 3 cards. You know, with this and Fountain, you can draw up to 6 cards a turn, which is really nice. It just kind of like gets you all your cards. You know, you're able to see, you're able to put back. You're going to be like getting just everything that you need. And then, of course, you can just have the other cards as well that like thins your deck, like we saw with Fossil Dig. And then we're going to be seeing the end phase. It's going to return to our opponent's side of the field. We're going to have the Donner once again. And we are doing quite good for us. We still have no monsters in the field, so we will be able to special summon out monsters. But we are going to be seeing a main deck Harpy's Feather Duster here. That's going to get rid of the Fountain. We could potentially chain if we have like a Destruction to get rid of the preparations. We are going to slumber our Falgo here. Then we can summon out a unicorn. We're doing the Falgo so it doesn't get destroyed by battle the first time, which is quite nice. And then we're going to see the unicorn going to search for a birth. We don't have any of the banished Kashtira monsters just yet. We do have some in the graveyard, so we can get out a copy of Ogre or the Fenrir, as well as, being able to also search for stuff can be quite beneficial as well. And if anything's destroyed, I think Falgo triggers. But we're going to see Birth summoning out the copy of Fenrir. Fenrir can kind of beat over the Falgo, banish it face down. This kind of does get it around the Slumber. And we can still search for a Birth or a Unicorn and then normal summon it. We're going to search for a Scareclaw Kashtira instead. That is also another option that we can special summon out. We can activate the effect, summon it, and banish. It doesn't really matter what we banish, I feel like. Unicorn probably is the best option in case they draw like a Cobble the Grave. But then we're going to be activating Preparation, summoning out the copy here of Ogre. And like we have a big field. We could go Big Eye Take if we wanted to. They're going to go Battle Phase, and then it's going to be banishing it face down. And that's going to be enough for game where they're going to scoop there. I don't think they paid any life points, but banish it face down, attack, look at the extra deck. Yeah, I don't think so, but they're still going to admit defeat. I mean, they are in a losing position, definitely not having enough, but we're going to be seeing the Runick player obviously going to be choosing to go first. When you're playing against Kashtira, it's kind of difficult to kind of choose what position, like if you want to go first or second, because like they're so powerful going first by being able to set up a board, but at the same time, if they get them to go second, they have these power spells that can just absolutely just shut up the game, or even just, play going first, air quotes, with Shifter. Like if we see a Shifter being dropped, the Runick cards are just become absolutely useless, but at the same time, it's like Runick really does strive at going first, activating a Runick spell, being able to search for Fountain, getting that couple draws in, also going to be able to like start choosing what you kind of want to see. If you have multiple options, you can keep a Destruction to be able to get rid of a Birth or the field spell so they don't get to actually resolve their effects. You can summon out a Unicorn or a Fenrir, and if you're able to Flashing Fire it, or negate the effects of it with throughout how many means you have, it's quite difficult for them to get another body on the field without having a copy of like Birth or Theosis. So it's really nice, especially if you have like, let's say, a negate and a destroy. If you can destroy, like let's say you summon out a Unicorn, you activate the effects, and then you negate it, and then they go for like a Theosis line, then you destroy the Unicorn, and then they don't get searched. They're down on 2 cards now. If they have another extender like a Birth or even a copy of another Kashtira monster, obviously they will be able to get something, but you just kind of got like rid of a 2 for 2, which is really good, especially when you're able to draw multiple cards. But we shall see if maybe they get hit with a Shifter or not. We're going to see them shuffle up, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the Runick player choosing to go first here. They do have a Carrot in the hand as well that can stop out a bunch of the cards. I'm not sure how I feel about the different sprite variants with the Runick engine. A lot of the times you do end up clogging yourself. We do see a tip here, which is nice. Being able to search for any of the cards. Being able to search for a Fountain right off the bat without even using the extra deck. But choosing a copy of Smithing Storm instead, which is very interesting to me. We're going to activate the Smithing Storm to summoning out a copy of the Hugin, activating the effects to discard. And they're going to discard a copy of the Destruction here. That's going to get met with an Ash Blossom. We then get special summon out the Carrot, and then pass turn on this, not even choosing to go for a Gigantic line. We do see a set 1, which we know is a Slumber. I guess we will have a Gigantic that we can negate, but we will have a Carrot negate. If you go Gigantic go for blue, then blue can go for a Carrot. I feel like that's a little bit maybe better. Deck thinning as well as, getting multiple bodies on the field. But we're going to see them activate a Planet right off the bat. They do have an Ash Blossom in the hand here, and 4 other unknowns. Do you just risk them not having a copy of a Cash and hit it with Ash? We do see 4 other spell cards in the hand. But we're going to be seeing them search for a copy of... I think that was the Rise. We do have special summoning out the Unicorn here, activating the effect of Unicorn. That's going to resolve searching for a copy of Birth. This kind of does telepath that they do have a copy of Theosis in the hand already, or other ways to get a Kashtira monster to the graveyard, or maybe they're loaded up on cash monsters too. We're going to see them activate Theosis. It's going to get hit with an Ash Blossom, and then we are going to chain the Unicorn. They're going to take a second to look at the extra deck and rip a card. We do see them ripping out that Gigantic. Definitely interesting that we chose not to do that. I do appreciate them also showing the extra deck to us as well, so we were able to see kind of what they choose. A lot of the times the players are like looking at it themselves. But we are going to be seeing them activate a Talents here. Talents can... It looks like they might think about taking here, but they might draw... I think they should take. So if they go take, they're going to be carrot negating it, I'm pretty sure. Because they would just either lose the carrot or anything else. But if like a draw 2, it's like, what are you going to draw into? You do have a Birth in the hand. I'm not quite sure why Talents is going... Oh, they're going to negate. Okay, that makes sense. Then we're going to see a... I was like, what? Why is it taking to the graveyard? I realized I just negate with the carrot. We're going to see the Rise special summon itself out here, activating the effects, banishing the Fenrir here. This will be banishing the top 3 cards face down. But we do now have a Birth. Birth can then summon back out the Fenrir. And then Fenrir can actually search for a copy of the Ogre or a Scareclaw Kashtira. We do have the Theosis in the graveyard. There's no Kashtira monsters banished currently, so there's really no point of searching for that Scareclaw. But we do have an Ogre here, and we have not normal summoned, so we can normal summon out the Ogre. And at this point, the game is kind of in our control. We are going to be activating Fenrir, or attacking with Fenrir. They're going to activate Slumber, targeting the Fenrir. That way it cannot declare an attack. And we do banish top 3 cards. We do hit a Cosmic and a Prosperity. We're going to attack with the Unicorn into the carrot, and then we're going to activate. We're going to attack with Ogre, activating the effect here. At this point, the game is kind of in our control. We're going to hit that Fossil Dig, making them draw into a D barrier, and now the game is just over. You know, they're going to be top decking D barrier, and then that's not going to be able to do anything. So then we can just attack for game the next turn. We're going to see them attack with also Rise Heart. Obviously, everything's gaining 400. And then they're going to draw for turn, set a mystery card here, and you've just been turn skipped. Pretty unfortunate how that happened. That's kind of why the point of like what you really need to do. But we are going to be seeing Kashtira end up taking it 2-0. We didn't see anything there with like those Runick cards. A lot of the hits, you know, just getting hit with an Ash Blossom. When we put in so much work to try to get ourselves into a Fountain, there might have been a world where we actually searched for the copy of Fountain first, and then tried the draw zone that could let us special summon. But it is a bit difficult sometimes when you are playing. Maybe, you know, wanting to focus on that draw 2 instead. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see some more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.